Some of life's sweetest surprises are actually savory dishes. Today, we don't have to wait for dessert to enjoy pie. Do you want to find out what we're making? This one's really good. Please stick around, you're not going to want to miss it.
I'm Greg, and you're watching The Slice. Today we're making a delectable, savory Swiss chard and ricotta galette. To make the crust, combine 1 cup flour, 1/2 cup old-fashioned rolled oats, and 1 teaspoon kosher salt in a food processor. Pulsing to combine. Add 3 ounces of cream cheese. Add 1 stick of cold unsalted butter cut into small pieces.
The cream cheese will really make this dough soft and supple and easy to work with later. It's very similar to a sweet pie dough, just with a few little twists, a little more salt and the cream cheese.
Add 1 large egg yolk and pulse just until a dough forms.
It's important at this stage not to overwork the dough. You don't want that butter and cream cheese fully incorporated. The mixture should feel like wet sand with some pea-sized lumps of butter still. One way to check it is to give it a good squeeze between your hands like this. And if it sticks together with nice little butter lumps, that's a very good sign. We're ready to move on. You may be wondering how this crumbly mess is going to turn into a dough. Well, watch. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of brute force, body weight, really press into it. And in the end, this is going to result in a really tender, flaky, perfect dough. Ah yes, this looks perfect. See this beautiful, beautiful marbling? That's exactly what we're looking for. Now we just put this into the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes until it's firm. Then we can roll it out.
To prep the filling, slice 1 large onion and separate the leaves and stems of 12 ounces Swiss chard, slicing the stems into 1/4-inch pieces.
These beautiful Swiss chard leaves also include these stems. They're packed with flavor and nutrition. They taste sweet and earthy. So we're going to use them. Don't discard them. They can be sautéed with the onion. They just take a lot longer to cook than the leaves, which is why we're separating them before we get started. To make really quick work of slicing the leaves, just stack them and roll them up, almost like you would a cigar. You can slice them all at once, just like that. Takes mere seconds.
Heat 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil in a large skillet and add your ingredients. Season with a pinch of salt. Continue cooking, stirring occasionally until the stems are soft and golden brown in places. That'll take about 10 minutes.
All of my senses are being overwhelmed by this rainbow of aromas and colors going on in this skillet. So excited to eat this. Ah yes, this is what we're looking for right here. This browning on the bottom of the skillet, that's called fond, that's money in the bank, lots of flavor. And we're gonna lift that off the skillet with balsamic vinegar. Watch.
Add 3 tablespoons balsamic vinegar and cook until the liquid is almost evaporated, about 2 minutes.
I promise, these are happy, hungry tears from the onions and vinegar. It's worth that little bit of pain once you taste it.
Next, stir in 2 tablespoons golden raisins and transfer the mixture to a bowl. Heat 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil in the same skillet over medium-high. Add 3 chopped anchovy fillets and cook for 1 minute, stirring frequently. Stir in 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme.
The thyme stems will be too tough to eat, so just take your thumb and fingers and just scrape down each sprig like that. And those leaves will fall right off those stems. See how easy that was? Whoa, we got some major action with those thyme leaves. They're like jumping beans.
Add the Swiss chard leaves and cook just until wilted, about 1 minute.
These Swiss chard leaves just need to wilt and collapse. That'll happen very fast. And if you're afraid of anchovies, don't be in this case. You won't taste them as being fishy at all. They just add salt and umami and a whole world of flavor that you'd be missing out on otherwise.
Season with kosher salt and freshly ground pepper. In a bowl, combine 6 ounces ricotta, 2 tablespoons heavy cream, and 1/4 cup finely grated Parmigiano Reggiano.
If you learn nothing else today, please remember this. Always buy Parmigiano Reggiano, Italian stuff, in a hunk and grate it yourself. There's no substitute for the real thing, and this is gonna add a lot of amazing flavor to the savory galette. You'll always get the best flavor and aroma from freshly grated cheese.
Whisk together till smooth.
Speaking of freshly grated, same goes for nutmeg. If you buy that pre-grated stuff, it's just flavorless dust.
Stir in half a teaspoon freshly grated nutmeg.
Wow. Smelling real good in the neighborhood right now. And salt and pepper.
Season with kosher salt and freshly ground pepper.
Now for the fun part, building the savory pie.
Preheat your oven to 375. On a sheet of parchment, roll out your dough to 1/8 of an inch thick, about 15 inches in diameter.
Be sure you're rolling this dough out on parchment. This is a free-form pie, and we'll need that parchment to transfer it onto the baking sheet later. This looks nice and thin, and it feels even. It's a good sign. Okay. Now to filling.
Arrange onion mixture evenly over dough, leaving about a 3-inch border.
Isn't this already so beautiful? These Swiss chard stems and onions cooked down and deglazed with balsamic vinegar. They're sparkling like jewels. I want every last bit onto this galette.
Next, spread the ricotta mixture over the onions.
Just spread it out as evenly as you can. Nothing has to be exact here. It's free form, remember. Freestyle, if you will. All right, and now for those beautiful leaves.
And then top with the chard mixture.
Just skitter them around randomly. We want some of that cheese to show through when it's finished. It makes it more tempting to the eyes. Now, you can use the parchment here to help you lift up the edges.
Fold the edges of the dough over the filling, gently pressing to seal.
This is already looking so gorgeous, and wait till you see it come out of the oven.
Beat together 1 egg yolk and 1 tablespoon heavy cream.
This egg wash is not a must, but I always like to do it because it gives the crust a beautifully burnished, shiny look.
Brush the dough with egg wash, then bake until the crust is golden brown and flaky, 40 to 45 minutes.
How easy was that? We're almost ready to eat. Look at this beautiful, edible masterpiece. I think it's time to bust in and see what we did. That's a nice looking slice right there. So delicious and elegant. Serve this for brunch, lunch, dinner, even breakfast. Any time of day or night, this is worth every bit of effort. I hope you'll make it at home. Happy cooking.
If you like this episode and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications.